What's up, people? JayDub here to quickly let you guys know that on the last episode of Pro Wrestling Talk Radio, in addition to a Night of Champions preview, we also conducted an interview with recently released WWE Superstar Chris Masters. The interview basically chronicles the evolution of Chris Masters. We started all the way back in his beginnings in the wrestling industry and the promotion UPW, and just so happens the two competitors in the main event of this year's WrestleMania, The Miz and John Cena, they got their start in UPW also, so he gives his thoughts on them. We also talk about his time in OVW, WWE's old developmental territory, and he talks about the hardships and the rocky transition from OVW to WWE, and he goes in depth on his release from WWE, and he answers the question of whether he ever felt like at any time he was being lied to or misled by WWE management. Also, I ask him the question of, you know, was there any point in his career where he was just so frustrated with not being featured heavily or pushed on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, where he was just so frustrated that he wanted to ask for his release? And he gives a very, very interesting answer to that question. And yeah, there's a ton more that we discussed in the full 40-minute interview. I'm going to show a clip to you guys, but the interview is a full 40 minutes, and hopefully with this clip, it shows you guys that the full interview was definitely worth checking out. And if you want to check out the full interview, just look down in the description box. You can head over to iTunes, download the show for free over there, and if you subscribe to the iTunes podcast for Pro Wrestling Talk Radio, every new episode of PWTR will be automatically downloaded into your iTunes library. That would be my suggestion for you guys, and don't say a damn thing about my ringtone because I love it, but yeah, that would be my suggestion for you guys, and here's the clip for you guys to check out. Did you have any kind of expectations of what you were going to accomplish with your second run with WWE?
Well, you know, initially I was just happy to be back. I felt like, you know, I was given the second chance, and I was really grateful for it. But I think for me it was a thing. You know, after a certain point I knew that they had no incentive to really do anything with me. They weren't going to push me or anything like that. So I knew that I had to make the most of every minute I got. Because, you know, I wasn't getting any promo time either. So I think it really motivated me down the line. I mean, eventually I just kind of, what am I trying to say? I mean, what was your question, just to go back to it?
Did you have any expectations of, you know, what you were going to accomplish with your second run in WWE?
Oh, I think if nothing else, I mean, my incentive was to, you know, I heard a lot of criticism in my first run about how I was a body guy or a bodybuilder turned wrestler, and so, I mean, a big part of what I wanted to accomplish was to prove that I wasn't just a body guy, that I could go, and that's what really kind of motivated me within the last year, because to go back to that point, the point I was making, I wasn't getting promo time or anything like that, so you know, I was getting these 2-segment matches on Superstars, and it really just became my outlet to go out there, and really I indulged myself kind of in the art of professional wrestling, and, you know, really just kind of was on this mission to perfect my craft and tell a story and, you know, sell the body part and, you know, just up my game on every level that I could, just so I could kind of, you know, leave them kind of with no choice but to do something with me at that point. Because that was what Arn Anderson kept telling me, too, every week, is he's all like, you know, you're doing so good, just make them do something with you. And, you know, that kind of resonated with me. And from that point on, I was just, you know, on a mission. Every single night I gave it my all. You know, and I'm probably most proud of the matches I had within the last year, because I think I worked with at least had a decent, you know, if not a great match, at least a decent match with every heel in the company.